Hello.
Yes, it was
It
great.
was fine.
It was great.
Okay.
The
I'm
the
glad you are.
questions were not quite clear. The questions were not
Okay.
quite
We
clear.
will.
I believe it was
Oh,
part of the
okay.
confusion.
Okay. Okay.
Maybe we should improve on that. Thank you.
Yeah. 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 We will do that. We'll take questions. Please mute yourself. We'll take question and answer towards the end of this meeting, so you'll be able to tell us what the issues you've been facing with this training. So today we are going to have a speaker talk to us about. We will have someone, a professional in the industry, I mean in the tech industry, share their wealth of experience with us, their obstacles, how they were able to overcome the obstacles, and everything in between. Is difference between learning and implementing, and industry has its own up and down too. So today will be our speaker for today is Gloria, Mr. Gloria Olaifa, and he's a software engineer and a program manager. So let me tell you a little bit about our speaker for today, so you would know you're getting whoever it is that is speaking to you is one of the best, just like I said last week. And Tech Academy is nothing but the best. I mean, whatever it is that we say we do, or whatever it is that our output is always that of the best. So, Mr. Gloria Olaifa is an accomplished mobile engineer with a rich background spanning 4 years in the industry. He has demonstrated exceptional leadership skills, successfully guiding a team of 4 engineers in the development of high quality production ready application. A two-time hackathon winner, a two-time hackathon winner and a 2024 Google solution winner. For someone, imagine meeting someone who is a two-time hackathon winner and a Google solution winner for 2024. You see, you're not just getting someone who doesn't have experience. You're talking to someone who has actually worked in the industry. So Mr. Glory is deeply passionate about community building. He recently spearheaded the Google Development Student Club at a prestigious university where he actively nurture a culture of learning and collaboration among students. In addition to the role at the university, Glory serves as a lead organizer for Flutter Ogumosho, a position that highlights his dedication to fostering a vibrant developers community. His commitment to empowering others and his technical expertise make him a valuable asset to any team or project. So outside his professional achievements, Mr. Glory enjoys playing football, video games, sprinting, and he also loves to party occasionally, embracing a well-rounded approach to lifestyle. So just because he is a software developer, he works in tech, he has all of these things going on, he still has a life. Okay, so he still have a well-rounded lifestyle. So permit me to call Mr. Glory Olaifa to share one or two things with us.
Am I audible, please?
Yeah, thank you very much, Ms. Rukayat, for that introduction. Mr. Glory, Olaifa, please, you can on your camera, so let people see your face.
Okay.
Okay,
I
thank
don't
you
know
very
if
much.
oh yeah, okay. That's calm.
Okay, so my name, before we start, my name is Adegbite Oluwaseyi, the CEO of Anetcom Technologies. So I don't want to dwell much on that. So I believe all of you know why we are here today. We want to learn from the best. Mr. Glory is a known person. Let me see. Let me call him a friend. Yeah. So, hello, can you hear me? Am I audible? All right. So,
Yes.
and he's a colleague in the in the tech space. So, so don't think I'm not trying to be humble, but he's a colleague. So anybody in the tech space is also a colleague. So we want to uh, I want him to share part of his tech journey with us so that we can also learn uh, from him a little. An hour, we're looking at an hour, so an hour can actually not do justice to what we tend to talk about, but at least let us start with something today. So, Mr. Glory, do you have one or two things before we? So today is going to be like question and answer section with him. So I'll ask him some questions. I'll ask him questions, he answered them. So that would also help us to see how he was able to navigate the terrain, the difficult terrain, how he was able to achieve some of the things he has achieved. So that is what this event is all about, so that all of us can learn. Okay, so Mr. Glory, do you have one or two things to say?
I think the only thing I would say is it's very, very nice to be here. And looking at everyone here on this call, trust me, we are at the right space because everything just started at the point for me personally. Calls like this, random conversation, communities, and all, and investing in oneself. So probably I would just say congratulations to everyone participating in the challenge and doing the best thing for themselves. Yeah.
All right, thank you very much. Okay, so let's start. The first question I have is, what first got you interested in tech? What motivated you in tech? And what is the straight path? Or what was the straight path for you?
Well,
Okay,
let me
sorry,
see as
was it a straight path? Let's do it like this. Was it a straight path for you? Was there a detour? Was there a distraction? So what got you motivated to start thinking about tech?
okay. I would love to say at first it wasn't tech because I love to sprint. I'm a sprinter. And I think at the point in time in my life, I've once represented Ogun State at a state competition as a quarter miler. But
Wow.
something just changed when I figure out that there's a lot of things I can do with technology, right? I like to talk to people. I like to meet new people. So it was a particular competition I met someone, then we just talked generally and he mentioned tech. Then I started making my research. That led to writing my first programming language. Then I think around 2017 or 2016, which was Java. So that was what sparked my interest. Just a random conversation with someone, and boom, I'm writing Java. But one thing is, if you're a Nigerian, life is winning you 1-0 already. Now to not talk about the background you grew up, that is already 3-0 because that is 2, right? So the background I actually grew up is where you have to figure things out yourself. But if you have the interest, you will get the support, but limited support. So it wasn't really a strict path. Even when I got admission into school, I still sleep inside campus for days, even sometimes 2 days or 3 days. You won't know if I take my bait or not. Trust me, I can never I can never be caught on fresh. So yeah, it was never a straight path. A lot of challenges when it comes to light, power, even sometimes data. But at the end of the day, you have to just figure it out and find a way to to learn and grow as an individual. So what really helped me was the fact that, as I said earlier, I like to talk to people. I like to share my knowledge. I like to impact basically. So through talking to people, you will see people that are willing to invest in you sometimes. So that is what really helped me at that point. Random people can just call, oh, what are you doing? I like what you are doing. I would like to encourage you, right? From there, you get the leverage that you need, which Nigeria is winning you already. You are muted. You are muted, sir.
Sorry, okay. So
Yeah.
yeah, so what Mr. Glory is trying to tell us is don't they say a closed mouth is a closed destiny. So please talk to people, let people know what you're doing. Now, like live, or let me say the world is now beyond your four walls. So talk to people, connect to people, connect with people. So you talk about Nigeria winning you 1-0 already. So that means you faced some obstacles when you were trying to at the early stage. Yeah, you mentioned
Yeah.
some. So was there a showstopper? Was there a point where you consider going back to sprinting? Or it was just okay, this is what I want to do. Let me just face it head on. So was there a major obstacle?
So yeah, number one thing
Yeah,
is
so
power.
please.
Yeah. So number one thing is power. When you don't have enough, when there's no lights, you just tend to find alternatives. And I can even remember at the point that I don't really have an Android phone where I used to like debug my code. I have to wait till midnight when there's going to be lights, use my dad's phone and run the code. So it's more or less like I write code during the day and I run the code at night. It was very, very difficult because of limited resources. And when I'm talking about power, it's just a general thing. So I can't just sit down and say, oh, because I don't have lights, I don't want to do anything. Right. I can just go back to sprinting at that point. I actually consider going back to sprinting because I don't even need light to do that. I just have to go for my training regularly and pick up my stuff anytime I want to. So number one thing is power, which was lights. And number two is data. I have limited resources. I need to like sometimes I need to like reach out to my friends, my family. Oh, I'm learning this, I'm learning that. And this is the blocker I'm having. I mean, just trying to like rescue the situation as much as I can. That is another thing. And number three is the community. So when I started then, I have very few people that are doing the same thing, that we are doing the same thing. Even most especially for the language I'm learning. You can really see people that are learning Java. You can really see people that are learning Kotlin. So I have limitations when it comes to that. It was very, very difficult for me to like cope in situations like that, right? So when I say try as much as possible to talk to people, try as much as possible to um engage yourself in community, there's a lot of things that comes out from it. Even from the gathering we are here, you can connect with anybody, you can meet anybody. You guys should try and talk and converse. From there, real connection can actually spark.
Okay, thank you very much, Mr. Glory, for that. Okay, so let's talk about learning now. So surprisingly, okay, I won't say surprisingly, he has actually accumulated all of these knowledge and achievements as a student. He just finished let me say tertiary education at Lautech. But if with his profile, you will doubt that he was still a student when he achieved those let me say achievements. So it's actually a plus for me when I see people students who doing well in this area. I am actually happy. So let's talk about formal education, which is tertiary education. Let me say wherever we are. So did you learn all of this from formal education? Is self-teaching? Is it collaboration from people, or is the experience comes from the job? Let me say when you're given a job, you learn from it. So let's look at the direction. But we can't take formal education out of it. Yeah, Abby. Because that
Yeah,
would get sometimes it gives you a foundation.
yeah,
Okay,
yeah,
so,
yeah.
okay.
I honestly agree with you, to be very honest, because I can remember an event I went to. I think that was around May 23 at Benin Republic. I was a speaker there. They asked a question like I think the question was like, can I say I benefited from being a student or the formal education, just the way you asked? But trust me, I will say yes. So sometimes people see I don't want to like discredit the education system in Nigeria. At it, to some extent, it is adding value. But some people would be like, school is a scam. I I honestly disagree, because when you're talking about foundation, you can actually get it there. When you are talking about connection, you can actually get it there. The connection I made when I was in school, or when I'm still in school, I don't know if I'm still in school or not, but I'm still in the middle. The connection I made, my friend, one of my friends, which I'm very sure that Mr. David telling me about it. He did his internship at Google. He also did his internship at Bloomberg, and he was a Lautech student as well. He's like a very close friend of mine that we actually grew from 100 level, right? These are the leverage university gives you. I mean, formal education, because trust me, they will ask that, oh, what are you studying? If you are not a computer science student, or you are not studying stats, you are not studying anything, they might feel like, okay, fine, they need some set of people for this kind of internship. They give you those kind of leverage. And when I'm talking about connection, the people you meet in school, I don't think you can easily get it like elsewhere. So talking about where I learned from, formal education gave me the leverage, and I can actually like take that from them. But self-learning, I'll be self-teaching is one of the most important thing. As a software engineer, you're even in any field, you need the ability to study yourself and understand, or sometimes figure out problems yourself. You should be able to teach yourself, sit down and read, and say, okay, fine, I want to understand this. I just purely believe it's a mindset thing. I'm not a motivational speaker, so I strongly believe it's a mindset thing where you just need to start yourself down, or sit yourself down and go through this thing and make sure you understand it, right? And what I've noticed now is people's attention span is very short. We can't sit down and say, okay, we want to read this PDF, and we just sit down with it doing that for 30 minutes or 45 minutes without going through our TikTok, right? So it won't really help. So number one thing is attention span. We have to be able to like sit down and learn ourselves. Then if you want to seek more knowledge, you can reach out to maybe someone that is an expert in the field. For example, now if someone reach out to me and say, oh, hi Glory, I'm trying to solve this, I've gone through this approach, I've tried doing this, or I'm trying to learn JavaScript, I've tried W3 school, it does not seem to be working for me, I will gladly recommend something for their person. But let's assume a situation whereby someone say, oh, I want to learn tech. The first question I'm going to ask you is, what step have you taken? Right? Have you tried to join a cohort? Have you tried to join a challenge? Have you tried to attend something? So number one thing is we have to be able to like do something for ourselves first. Then we can actually like, extend it. So for me, basically, I can't take formal education out of it. And self-learning is one of the most important things. Also, learning on the job. Even if you are a senior engineer, you will still learn on the job. You don't have a choice. You will still learn on the job, because there are some things that you've never done before that. No, this one, we are going to figure it out. So that's where self-learning and self-teaching is very, very important. So if you can do that, you will always learn on the job. And communities, yeah, I think I've mentioned that before. I'm a community person, like very, very strong when it comes to community person. So I have a lot of people in my network where like-minded, where we talk random conversation, just solve problems together, and sometimes have fun. So yeah.
All right. Thank you very much. Thank you very much for that. So let's talk about digress a bit. So let's talk about the misconception people have about tech. Yeah, I don't want to talk about some things, but yeah, let people hear you from you.
Okay, I think number one thing is people think it is a get rich quick scheme.
Thank
that
you. Thank you.
you will start today and oh sorry, I have a card too, if in case you're hearing card sound. So you will start today and start getting paid tomorrow. Trust me, it's not like that. I strongly disagree with you if you think it's something like that. So I don't know if there's another misconception. Yeah, people think that, okay, fine, if you learn a skill, let's say you learn web development and that's the end. Trust me, you are just getting started. You are just getting started. Just imagine a situation whereby you learned web development today, and tomorrow you can see that AI is doing exactly what you are doing. You have to carry your shoe and your stuff and buckle it up, because tech is a very fast-paced field where you can't, compared to like other professional fields like medicine, nursing, there is an handbook, there is a structured learning, there is a path that every medical practitioner must go through. And some of these things don't really change very fast the way tech changes. So it is very important for you to have it in mind that you have to keep moving. There's something people normally say now. They say a man in motion, just keep moving. So yeah.
Okay. So is it possible to just, let me say, I want to become a software engineer. Is it possible, let me say, a month, a year, I would know everything in let me say, in that space? Is it possible? And with after a year, I'm good. I don't need to learn anything again.
As I said earlier, the moment you start, you are just starting. At any point you are just starting. That is just the thing. For me personally, right, I can tell you for a fact that I did mobile engineering for the whole 4 to 5 years of my career without writing a single web application. I can tell you for a fact right now, it's not like I cannot, but I can tell you for a fact that I've never really deployed a web application to production before. But when it comes to mobile, I do that within minutes, because that is where I'm specialized, right? I can write web, I learn how to write it. If you want to have conversation, we can. If you have problem, we can debug it. Basically, understanding the basis of programming, understand the basis of syntax and all of that, right? But when I'm talking about expertise, I don't want to think it's possible for someone to learn everything in a year. Maybe you just learn so that you can talk in class and read. Some people are very good at that. But when it comes to expertise and trying to like work in professional fields with those skills you've learned, I honestly don't think it is possible. It's just very advisable for you to take your time and learn one thing first and be very good at it. Then other will just keep flowing in.
Okay, thank you very much. So it's actually very difficult to learn tech, to learn any area, any skill in a year. You keep learning. Even we have, I'm still learning, and I've spent close to 15 years in the tech space. So every day you have to, IT is evolving, tech space is evolving. You hear about new tools, new framework, new language every day. And you can tell people, you can tell your clients that this is what I know. And if that thing is not invoked, if people don't recommend, if people don't use it again, then you are left behind. So you keep learning in tech. All right, so let's talk about opportunities for newcomers. I believe that majority of people in this space are newcomers. So what are the opportunities that they can explore?
Okay, it can be very difficult, trust me. And one of the things I will always strongly recommend is for you to belong to spaces like this. I mean, space like this. Number one thing that I will say is always belong to a space like this, where you have professionals to guide you, where you can meet random people just like me, because I'm very sure I'm going to connect with a lot of people here, and I would like to follow up after, right? Because from there, when they know what you are doing, they can recommend you for roles or opportunities. That is the number one thing. In tech, there is still what they call nepotism. Yes, there's what they call nepotism in tech. If I know someone that is good, that is a newcomer, I can say, "Oh, I saw this opportunity at my company. Are you willing to take it up? Will you be able to like do this?" Oh, yes, sure. Then trust me, that is just how we started, right? Also, job application sometimes can be a rigorous process, but it still work very well. And we might actually be confused that, okay, fine. Oh, I'm learning this. I'm not seeing a lot of jobs. I'm not seeing this. I'm not seeing enough opportunity. Trust me, for every field in tech, there are opportunities. Maybe we are just looking at the wrong directions, right? So try as much as possible to utilize every method you can use. One, talk to people. Oh, I'm looking for a job. This is what I know. This is what I know. They will try as much as possible to connect you. there are some open source projects as well. Sometimes it is good for you to contribute to an open source project. Maybe you just write a documentation for something and they'll be like, oh, who is this person? And you can just shoot your shot from there. It is something that has worked and that will keep working. Right.
Okay, thank you. Yeah. Okay, sorry. Hope I didn't cut you short. Do you still want
No,
to?
no.
Please,
Yeah.
please come. Try as much as possible to come down to our level a bit. What do you mean by open source?
So what I mean by open source is there are some projects that you can access the code base out there. You can see it on a GitHub or any repository. You can see it. They are public, right? You can see their code. You can see the way they write their code, some structures. You can see their documentation. So when we say open source, it's more or less like something that is public that people can see, right? So when you see things like that, you can say, okay, fine, make little research and probably contribute to it. When you are contributing to it, it means that you are adding value to them. So when you add value to them, you get noticed. They'll be like, oh, who is this Gloria Lifer? Even you don't need to have a lot of experience. That's just the thing. You don't need to have a lot of experience. With the tools you have, you can actually make decent research and just shoot your shot at it. So that is one of the ways or one of the things that actually work when it comes to looking for opportunities in tech. And I've mentioned job application, I've mentioned nepotism. So nepotism in the sense that if you meet Mr. David, sir, I'm looking for a job. Oh. Just the way I go and meet him tomorrow that, they've sacked me at work. Oh. So let me talk to your HR that I'm looking for work. Oh. So yeah. And you will say, oh, I have a boy. Please let me plug him in. He knows I'm very good at this thing and he knows that I'm not going to fuck the opportunity up. I'm sorry for using the F word. So that is what I mean by nepotism. So those three things really work. And for every company uses a referral. That's one thing. At Google, they use a referral. There's a referral system. You should plug us in, please. So every company have referral system. So referral system is just giving you one step ahead of everybody that apply for that role. Some people don't know. That's just the honest truth. Some people don't know this, that every company have a referral system. I've gotten the opportunity not even once or twice. It is not. So yeah, all of those things works when it comes to opportunity in tech, and we just have to explore every means to just get what we need. Yeah.
Okay, thank you very much for that. So people, please let us connect. It's right. If I have an opportunity, I've plugged people in on different opportunities. I would call people on my contact that I know they are into these things before I start looking elsewhere.
Yeah.
So it's if I know what you're doing, then I can connect you. But if you don't tell me what you're doing and I'm looking for opportunity, I have opportunities. I'm not God. I'm not Jesus. I'm not that I will know. So talk to people, let people know what you're doing. It is very, very important. Okay. So let's talk about now. A lot of people here, let me say, a lot of people here are starting from, let me say, as still beginners. So let's talk about if you have zero experience. Hello? Are you with us?
Yeah.
Okay, so if you have zero experience today, if you're starting today, what will you do differently?
That's a very solid question. And I just want us to pay attention because this is coming from a personal experience. I won't skip the basics. While we are looking for money, it is very, very possible for you to skip the basics. I can remember that when I wanted to start tech, it was because of money. Although I was opportune to get it at some point, but I still need to go back to the basics that I skip. Right. The basics can be proper understanding of how syntax work. I mean, how you write a code, what if statement is, what for loops are, how they work, because all of those things they work the same way. The only thing that is different in each of these programming language is the way we write them. I can even tell you for a fact that for is almost the same thing in most programming language. If is almost the same thing in most programming language. But skipping the basics is understanding what they do, right? Beyond the writing of the code. And thank God now, AI has gotten to the part that it writes the code for you. But what you need to do, what it needs to do, what you as an engineer needs to do is understand how it works, right? So companies are going to be moving beyond you know how to write code to you understand what all of these things are, right? So those keep the basic. That's the only thing I will say. If you have a very solid understanding of what the basics is, you can write any programming language. If they tell you go and pick Go tomorrow, trust me, you are going to write it. So I have to go back to
Okay.
learning the basics, and before I can actually call myself a software engineer.
Victor, that's actually correct. There is no way you can build a house without having a very strong, solid structure. So don't skip that part. It is very, very important. You would have to go back. I've taken jobs from people. Not that like I've taken job, but they've given me jobs that people who actually shifted from ground zero to ground 50 without learning basics are unable to do. So if you actually get that, if you know the basic, the foundation, if you have that, you get jobs, you get referral jobs, you get people who can't even go further, you get their job and get more money. So yeah, the time you think, okay, you want to you want to skip, you will definitely get it with money. Do you get me? So okay, so Glory, somebody wants to take your Lego. So check your leg, please, in the comment section.
I've raised it up.
All right, so
Oh, yeah.
okay, so let's continue. So, what piece of advice will you give someone about to finish this 30 days challenge? What advice? Do you have one or two things to tell them? Because we have a lot. We have like 500 people, close to 600 people on board, but we can see the number. Yeah, we understand that. So a lot of people are busy with things they have to sort out. So yeah, though we're going to share this video in the groups. So please, what advice do you have for them?
Okay. One thing I will always say is put yourself out there. That's number one thing. You can gain the skill, you can know how to write, you can know how to explain, you can know everything, but sometimes you just have to work smart in the sense that you have to put yourself out there. There are platforms like LinkedIn where you can post about anything, maybe what you learned today. For example, today I learned how to use a for loop. This is how for loop works. This is how it works in a programming language. And this is going forward. This is how I'm going to be using it. Just share your knowledge. And sometimes, because you are a newbie, you might feel like people will bash you. Trust me, they will bash you, and there's nothing they can do to you. There's absolutely nothing they can do to you. One thing I have tried to understand when I'm actually learning is some people don't know how to give constructive feedback. Sometimes the way they say it might be harsh, but they don't mean to say it that way. So when you have that behind at the back of your mind, when you read some comments, you will just read it without any hard feelings. You just read it and maybe just pick what concerns you there and leave the rest for them, right? So try as much as possible to post out there. Look at your LinkedIn. What does it look like? Try and restructure it. I don't know if Mr. David is going to provide a LinkedIn session for us so that we can learn from it and so that we can have a very good profile.
All right, no
But
problem. Okay.
yeah, but it is very, very important for you to post out there and let people see what you are learning. Let them see what you are doing. As they are following your journey, a recruiter can just enter your DM that, oh, hi, Gloria, I see you are working on this. My company is working like, or something like this. Let me give you an example. On LinkedIn, 3 years ago, I can remember that post. There was a post I made. I use Zigo Cloud. So Zigo Cloud is like a service that I can use to build a a video chat application, just the way we are, having a conference like this. So I use that particular service to build a voice call and a video call application. It is very, very simple. Trust me, it is just one single page. But that service worked very, very fine. And I tried it, I posted it online. And the first in was it the first like major like gig I'm going to be getting was through that post, because that particular company is trying to build something like WhatsApp. And I can tell you for a fact that the only thing I worked on that application was that part, because I have experience working on it. So it is very, very good for you to put yourself out there. Day one of my challenge, this is what I learned. Day two, this is what I learned. Don't just post with intentionality that fine, you want to put this out there for people to see. And trust me, anything can come out of it. It is very, very important. Don't just learn in secret and believe you know it. So
All right.
that is the most important thing I will say.
Okay, thank you very much. So I also want to share, I want you to share a brief about how you became a two-time hackathon winner and 2024 Google Solution winner as a student.
That is so one thing I will say is one thing I will also say is, while you are trying to learn, try to source for opportunities. Just the way we've been talking about like looking for opportunities and trying to like grab them. You can't just I mentioned something earlier as well, that a moving man, right? Just keep moving, right? Just keep moving. Just keep moving. So I can remember there was a time that the first hackathon was organized by a graduate of Lautech, right? The first hackathon we attended was organized by a graduate of Lautech. And back then, when he was in school around 2014, he was part of the team that went for the Imagine Cup by Microsoft outside the country. So he's a very solid professional when it comes to like the tech field. And he organized the hackathon for all the tertiary institutions in Nigeria. And my team had the opportunity to participate and we won. The only thing that actually made us different from the rest of the team is not just what we built or what we were opportune to do. It was the kind of aura we carry, or it was the kind of belief that we have in ourselves that we are going to win this particular challenge. Because when we were having the pre-event interview, the way we carried ourselves, the way we believed in what we actually built made a difference, right? So number one thing is, if you are participating in any challenge, you can go to Google and search for any hackathon that is going on out there. Try as much as possible to shoot your shot. Sometimes if you don't win, pick the project, add it to your portfolio that you worked on this and it is working perfectly, and pick up the next one, right? Sadly, or maybe fortunately for me, I I won every like hackathon I actually participate in. I
Wow.
don't know. It is just the way it
So,
is. So
so that means if I see you in any competition and I'm also interested, I should just go and I should just go and rest that you win.
I mean, it's just I think competition is just the way you carry yourself. Trust me, people will feel like, oh, this person has something extra. And trust me, sometimes it can be intimidating, right? So the way you carry yourself is very, very important. And I believe is that itself is enough. And the Google Solution Challenge is one of the biggest, where we compete with every like institution all over the world. It was organized by Google, and the price tag that was attached was about $12,000 for each team, which was a life-changing one for myself and the teammates. So um, we built like a cataract detection application. I think Mr. David was aware about that. So it's just you thinking about the local problems in your community and trying to solve them. So as a newbie, you don't need to do something very big. You can just go to market and see, like, the way these people are calculating their money, they can do it better. The way these people are, recording their goods in the supermarket, they can do it better. Look at it and try to solve a problem. Just very small thing can actually make a difference. So when when we are looking forward to like attend hackathons or participate in hackathons, it's just basically picking the problems in our local environment and building globally, basically, with the mindset of solving a global problem.
Okay, thank you very much for that. Okay, so the last question here, is what's next for you? Any goal you are currently chasing? Any projects you're currently working on? No, I know you organize a yearly events, and
Yeah.
so but last day you didn't invite me to come and speak. No problem. No hard feelings. So he organizes a tech event every year. So what are you working on? Do you have any projects?
So right now for me, well, let me say number one thing I'm learning right now is to be very, very solid when it comes to data structures and algorithm. Right. It's just like more or less I've seen the vision of tech that it has moved beyond writing the code to learning how to optimize and write a code that actually scale. So that is one thing I'm learning. It's just like a continuous process. In data structure and algorithm, when you're solving questions, there are levels to it. We have easy questions, we have mid, we have hard, which sometimes are for seniors that are maybe 15 years, like Mr. David's years of experience. So I'm trying to get there. So learning, I'm trying to to just keep learning and be very, very solid. I just also want to write code that work. I want to write code that are efficient and scalable. Right. So that is one thing I'm learning. And when it comes to my next move, I think I want to explore the Web3 space.
Okay,
It is kind
that's
of
good.
that space where you don't have people that are ready to put you on. It is very difficult to enter, kind of. So that's what one of the things I'm trying to do. And I can't take off community. Just as Mr. David said, I host like an yearly event, and this year, and I think we are having a major breakthrough where we are moving into Lagos, which is
Wow,
I mean
that's
the
good.
biggest place we can actually get into. So we are making the moves, and I mean, I just pray everything works fine. Maybe I can actually see some beautiful faces here at the event this year. So yeah, that's it. That's it for me.
Okay, thank you very much. Yes, yeah, Mr. Glory Olaifa. It's been wonderful. It's been insightful talking to you. So let me over to Miss Lukayat. So for question and answer and all. So we have a few minutes to round up this call. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, sir.
Okay. Thank you so much, Mr. Aguero. Really appreciate your presence. And thank you so much, Mr. Adequate. Thank you for asking him the solid question to be able to get feedback out of him. So we'll be taking um I don't know, question and answer right now.
Okay, I have a question.
Okay, Usha, sorry.
Yes. I want to first of all thank
Thank you so much, sir.
the admin so much for the opportunity to listen to Mr. Glory. I am not only inspired, but I want to say a very big thank you for
Thank you.
all that you have said this night. Thank you so much. I am currently working on web development. I don't have any background in tech. So I am moving from zero to that point. I don't have any background in tech at all. I just got use of I just make use of my phone and system to manipulate some things on AI. And so I discovered that all of a sudden I could prompt an AI to develop a web for me. I discovered that I could also prompt AI to prompt another AI to provide or to build a very beautiful website. Maybe I could share some of the links of what I have done with you after this chat so that you go through and see. And maybe if there is
So
any way you can encourage me to
because
move
of
forward.
time,
Thank you.
Mr. Usha, because of time, so we want other people to actually say one or two things or ask questions relating to this. So let's take someone else. Thank you. We can continue in the group. We're chatting. So, smart. Hello, Smart. Are
Okay,
you still
thank you
here?
very much. Please permit me to stand on the existing protocol. I would like to ask Mr. Glory, please manage
Hello.
all you and experience and we are in a situation where you are missing all your colleagues. Yes,
We can
can you
hardly hear
hear
you,
me?
Mr. Smart.
Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you now. Yes, we can
Yeah.
hear you now.
Oh,
I don't think his
okay.
network is.
Okay, thank you very much. I was actually asking, am I heard over there? Over.
I think your network is not that. Maybe you should try and test send the question inside the in call message. I can actually try and read it out for you. So who else has a question, please raise up your hand so we'll be able to call you out. Ibrahim, please. Ibrahim? Hello? Okay. I don't know if it is the network, but it's not audible. I'll be waiting for Mr. Smart's question. So do we have any other person that has any question to ask Mr. Glory or anything relating to the 30 days and it's come or anything? So we can fix that before we move on. Okay, so in case of no question, I would like to reiterate, like we said last week, we have offers. We have campus ambassadorship offer. Okay, so we have campus ambassadorship offer whenever for students in campus, university, polytechnic, any tertiary institution. You can reach out to us on our office line to take that deal or know more about the offer. And in case of no question, we'll have to stop now. It's an hour event, and I want to believe all of us were able to get one or two things, be motivated to actually be serious about whatever it is that we're doing, join communities that will help us grow and invest in in our learning. So with that, we'll have to come to the end of today's talk.
Okay, please. There's
I have a
someone
quick
in the
question.
call. Adams.
Yeah,
Let
I have
us
a quick
Okay,
question.
sorry, Adam.
Okay, okay. So this is my question. I want to confirm if the class will still continue, the 30 days class.
Yes. The class is still going on, and there's class tomorrow.
Oh,
The
okay.
class is still.
All right, thank you.
Yeah. Okay, you're welcome. Okay, so thank you everyone for attending. God bless you, and you have a nice night rest.
Okay, you can connect with Glory on LinkedIn. He has dropped his name on in the chat. So Glory Olaifa, search for his name on LinkedIn, connect with him, send him a message. I'm very sure he'll be willing and glad to help you guys. Thank you everyone for coming. Glory Olaifa, please. We appreciate you. Thank you for coming. Despite the fact that it was very short. Thank you very much. We appreciate it.
Thank you so much for having me, sir. And thank you, everyone. Just you guys should have a wonderful weekend. Have fun, please. And don't miss tomorrow's class.
All right. Thank you. So,
Bye.
bye.